Connecting with something is to identify yourself in what you experience outside of you, or recognizing what you see outside of you inside yourself, and accepting it. That's the key piece. This is how you begin to communicate with life itself. When you see what is showing up externally as a reflection of you, and what you see externally, you find it internally. You find where it resonates inside of you. This is how we communicate with really any other living thing that can't speak our language. This is how you begin the relationship. When there is this relationship between what you perceive as you and what you perceive as outside of you, then the lines start to blur. One way I experience this is as starting to belong to each other. You belong to the world around you. And that phrase, finding your calling, really starts to make sense because you do start to hear or feel the world around you calling you into certain situations and into certain work. You belong to the world around you, and things like compassion and service start to feel most natural and good. And the world belongs to you, so channels start opening up. Your needs start being met with ease. Help comes in unexpected, miraculous ways. You get invitations and opportunities. It's as if life has been a stranger, and now all of a sudden you and life are best friends, and or family, or lovers. You're as close as you could be. And of course, there are also things that you don't want to accept because they're painful, or because you don't want to think that that could possibly be in you too. And this is where it gets tricky, and this is where we pinch ourselves off from connecting with the world around us, whether that's people or just with life itself, why we feel more comfortable sometimes being shut in. So this is why a lot of law of attraction teachers say to avoid things that make you feel bad. And I think that this creates a really missed opportunity. Those bad feelings are like vaults of creative energy. It's not until you are willing to feel that you get access to that energy. Let's say that you have been magically dropped into a car, headed off a cliff. You might look at where you are and where you're going, and you say, I don't accept this, and you try and hide, you close your eyes and try and not deal with it or feel that. But you probably wouldn't do that. In order to put your hands on the wheels, you have to acknowledge and accept the current situation. You have to acknowledge and accept that you're in a car heading off a cliff before you can change directions. And when you can find peace with any of these kinds of circumstances, you suddenly become incredibly powerful. You can sit peacefully with somebody who's having a hard time, or you can sit peacefully knowing about something really intense that's going on in the world. If you can be calm in that, then you can be a really powerful ally in making a change. And even if you don't feel called to resolve that particular situation, you start to have a sweet relationship with whatever it is, rather than it being something that you have to avoid in your mind. You have access to the wisdom that situation holds within it. What's incredible about this process is that not only is it happening externally with what's going on between you and the world around you, but it also is happening internally. It happens between you and you. You form a relationship with strength that you didn't know you had. You find your fun, you find your vulnerability, you start to unpinch all your character and your inner resources, and you become this whole expanding, dynamic, inspired being that you've always been, but you didn't realize it because there was so much avoidance and pinching things off. So this opening up these communication channels where you start to relate and allow yourself to feel that relationship, you get access to all of the resources that you inherently have, the resources of your own being and the resources really of the entire universe.